In the beginning, we see our female lead, Xiamo, who has just arrived in a new city. She's still at the airport when she receives a call from her mom who says, "Your aunt has set up a blind date for you." Xiamo responds, "Didn't I tell you already that I have a crush?" While Xiamo is talking to her mom, she accidentally bumps into our male lead, Shenjun Yao. He's not only handsome, but also the CEO of a tech company with a group of reporters chasing after him. After they bump into each other, Xiaomo's phone gets damaged, which makes her very angry. She runs after Shenjun and shouts, "Hey, listen to me!" When Shenjun stops and looks back, Xiaomo thinks, "This is my chance to talk to him." Just as she starts to approach him, she trips over a reporter's foot and falls onto Shenjun. Reporters start taking their photos. Seeing this, Shenjun takes Xiaomo with him in his car. She sits in the car but starts yelling angrily, "First, you broke my phone and now you're kidnapping me." Shenjun says, "Anyone can contact you and give it back to you." Xiaomo then says, "You've caused me so much trouble. My phone had everything on it, and now I'll have to re-edit all my pictures." Shenjun replies, "If you were cute, it wouldn't take so much time." Xiaomo doesn't respond to his comment, and Shenjun drops her off at a bus stop. Now, Xia doesn't have a working phone, so she heads to her friend Tang Jin's house. Tang is very happy to see her. They sit together and chat for a while. Then Xiaomo suddenly remembers that she left the address of the place she needed to go in her bag at the airport. Meanwhile, Shenjun gets a call and learns that Xiaomo's photo with him has gone viral, which is causing issues for his company. Shenjun heads to his AI assistant, who shows him the news and the potential damage it could cause. On the other hand, Xiaomo, along with Tang, goes to the airport to find her bag. She sees Shenjun, who is holding her bag and walking away. Xiaomo chases after him, but he disappears from her sight. Tang asks Xiaomo if she has any contact number for Shenjun, and Xiaomo remembers she has his card. She calls the number, and Shenjun's assistant answers. Xiaomo asks about her phone and bag, and the assistant tells her to provide an address, and they'll send her belongings there. Just then, Xiaomo's mom calls her. When she answers, her mom asks why her phone is turned off. Xiaomo explains, "My phone is broken. Could you please give me the address of that house again?" Her mom tells her the address, and Xiaomo and Tang go there. When they ring the bell, Shenjun opens the door. Xiaomo starts introducing herself, but when she realizes it's Shenjun, she becomes rude, and Shenjun shuts the door on her. Tang says to Xiaomo, "Let me try." When Tang introduces herself, Shenjun opens the door and invites them inside. Tang suggests that they talk alone and then leaves them. Xiaomo says to Shenjun, "I'm here to get my 3 items, my phone, my bag, and if you give me the bag, I can show you the documents of this house." Shenjun, upon hearing about the phone, immediately takes a phone out from a drawer full of them and hands it to her. But Xiaomo, upon seeing so many phones, is surprised, and Shenjun says, "You'll get your bag from downstairs. As for this house, if you give me back the amount I've spent on it, I'll leave right away." Xiaomo is shocked to hear such a huge amount. Shenjun then tells her, "You'll need to sign a paper stating that there's no relationship between us. If you sign it, I won't take any money from you." Xiaomo agrees. Shenjun goes downstairs to get her bag, but his AI assistant tells him, "Don't break up with Xiaomo. If you tell everyone that she's not your girlfriend, it will cause you a big loss." Xiaomo is looking for something when Shenjun asks, "What are you searching for?" Xiaomo replies, "I'm looking for the second copy of our agreement, the one that says you'll give me the house after I sign it." Shenjun says, "There's no need for that now. You'll stay as my girlfriend. In 3 weeks, I'll take all my electronics and leave. I'm only doing this for appearances." Xiaomo asks for some time to think and steps aside to call Tang. She tells Tang about it, and Tang suggests, "If you want to help him, just tell him to leave this house and find another. That way, he'll complete his work, and you'll get your house." When Xiaomo shares this idea with Shenjun, he asks, "Where will I go then?" Xiaomo says, "You probably have plenty of other houses. You can stay anywhere else." Shenjun agrees and moves to another house. Xiaomo makes a video call to her mom, showing her the house, and her mom is very happy. When Xiaomo enters the lift to show the lower floor, the power goes out and the lift stops, scaring her. Shenjun's AI informs him that Xiaomo is stuck in the lift, so he quickly gets into his car and rushes over. Just as the lift door opens, Xiaomo is shocked by everything she sees around her. She presses a button and suddenly sees a man with no clothes on, which makes her scream. Just then, Shenjun arrives and starts scolding her. "Why did you come here?" Shenjun, clearly furious, scolds Xiaomo, saying, "Without my permission, you can't wander around my house, nor can you leave it." Xiaomo replies, "I don't want to stay in this house. Please let me leave. I promise I won't tell anyone what I saw." As Shenjun begins to walk away, Xiaomo picks up an object and thinks to herself, if I hit Shenjun from behind, he'll have to listen to me and let me go. However, things don't go as planned. When she approaches him to strike, the object in her hand transforms into a bracelet. Shenjun turns to her and says, I thought you had changed, but you've just revealed your true colors. He grabs her and orders to his AI, lock the door. He then takes her away. Xiaomo finds herself back in her room, confused about how to escape. Desperately, she tries to call Tang. However, Shenjun answers the call instead. Xiaomo, thinking it's Tang, pleads, Tang, please get me out of here. He has kidnapped me. But Shenjun responds, there's no need for such behavior. Xiaomo is shocked and thinks, how strange. I called Tang, but the call ended up with Shenjun. She then attempts to message Tang about being kidnapped, but the message fails to send. Strangely, when she sends a different, unrelated message, it goes through. She realizes everything is controlled by Shenjun's AI, Danica. Xiaomo tries to remind Shenjun of the fact that her heartbeat is racing, warning him that it could have severe consequences. In response, Shenjun takes out the book he had used for building a robot and heads to Xiaomo's room. Knocking on her door, he says, I'm leaving this book here. Read it, and you'll understand what you saw downstairs. In the morning, Xiaomo wakes up and starts reading the book that Shenjun had given her, thinking to herself, I had an interview to attend today. Realizing she's running late, she quickly gets ready. Meanwhile, Shenjun is in a meeting, discussing his robots and assistants. As Xiaomo finishes getting ready, she recalls that the house door is locked because she needs Shenjun's permission to leave. She decides to call him. After ending his meeting, Shenjun answers Xiaomo's call. She says, where are you? I have an important interview and I'm getting late. Please open the house door. Shenjun replies, no, I'll arrange a job for you myself. Xiaomo retorts, I don't want your robot-related job. I have no interest in that. Shenjun asks, so, what are you interested in? Xiaomo responds, I want to work at the candy company where I have an interview. Shenjun then says, all right, wait, I'm coming to get you. He arrives, orders his AI to unlock the door, and as it opens, Xiaomo steps out. As he drops her off outside the company, he says, I'll wait here for you. After Xiaomo leaves, Shenjun talks to his AI Danica. Since she knows one of my secrets, I need to learn one of hers too. He sneaks into the company and finds the woman who will be interviewing Xiaomo. He tells her, I'll sit in the side room, but you must ask her the questions I provide. Shenjun then connects Danica to the computer. During the interview, the woman questions Xiaomo, who responds humorously. Listening in, Shenjun smiles when Xiaomo mentions, I also makes funny videos. Shenjun then sends a message to Danica, ask her to dance. The interviewer asks Xiaomo, would you mind dancing? Confused, Xiaomo responds, is this really part of the interview? The woman asks Shenjun, did you seriously ask her to dance? Shenjun says, I was only joking. However, he sees Xiaomo actually dancing and smiles. Now he make a video of her dancing so that he could use to blackmail her. Shenjun asks after the interview, did you pass? Xiaomo teasingly replies, guess. Shenjun observes her happiness and says, from the looks of it, you passed. Congratulations. I want to take you somewhere. Xiaomo agrees quickly, and they go to a restaurant. At the restaurant, Xiaomo eats enthusiastically, clearly enjoying the food. She asks Shenjun, aren't you going to eat? He replies, no, I'm not hungry. Just then, Shenjun's friend arrives, accompanied by Tang. Xiaomo and Tang are both shocked to see each other. Shenjun explains, Xiaomo is my girlfriend. I didn't plan to announce it yet, but the reporters spread the news so fast I had no choice. After dinner, Tang messages Xiaomo, wait for me, I'll join you. In the car, Shenjun sits in the passenger seat and tells Xiaomo to drive, but she says, I don't know how to drive. Shenjun remains silent and Xiaomo gets behind the wheel. Somehow she manages to start the car. As she drives and sees Tang waiting for her, she suddenly brakes. She says, my friend is waiting for me. Tang gets into the car as well, but soon the car is about to have an accident. Danica stops the car and parks it, but Xiaomo steps out and starts vomiting. Shenjun calls his assistant and says, come pick me up, I'll send the address. Tang, who is in the car, says to Xiaomo, your contract boyfriend is really rich. Xiaomo responds, no, he's not that rich, just owns a tech company. Tang remarks, the company where you went for an interview is none other than his grandfather's company. Xiaomo is shocked upon hearing this. Shenjun's assistant arrives with the car. When Xiaomo and Shenjun reach home, Xiaomo starts talking to Shenjun, but he doesn't listen and leaves. She mutters, good thing I didn't dance when I was asked to. Shenjun learns from the news that people are taking their pictures and claiming Xiaomo is pregnant, suggesting they should get married. Shenjun tells Danica, get this news removed. Meanwhile, Xiamo searches for information about Shen and also finds out about the pregnancy rumor. She becomes very angry and goes to confront Shen. As Shen approaches, Xiamo exclaims, "Why are you spreading fake news? It's good I didn't dance at your request. Focus on your business and don't treat me as part of it." Shen replies, "Do you have any evidence? Bring me evidence before you speak." Xiamo retorts, "I don't need evidence because I have a heart, which you don't." Shen is displeased by her words. In the next scene, Tang tells Xiamo about the news. When Xiamo sees it, she realizes Shen had the entire news removed. This makes Xiamo feel guilty for misunderstanding Shen. Meanwhile, Shen is looking at his childhood diary and recalls that he couldn't save his brother, which led to his father blaming him. Shen's mother says, "You have no evidence." But Shen's father replies, "I don't need evidence. I know you raised a heartless son." Xiamo had said similar words to Shen earlier. This prompts Shen to decide to open his project. He calls Danica and instructs her to open the project, naming the robot Starlight. Shen tells the robot, "Don't call me Mr. Shen, call me brother." Meanwhile, Xiamo is waiting for Shen. When Shen arrives home, Xiamo apologizes, but Shen says, "Your contract with me is over. I will leave this house in 3 months and won't take any payment from you." Shen goes to his room and laughs while watching Xiamo's video. Meanwhile, when Xiamo is in her room, Starlight appears. Xiamo screams and Shen rushes to her room. As Xiamo runs downstairs, she accidentally bumps into Shen and falls on top of him, breaking a vase. After getting up, she explains, "There was a stranger in my room." Starlight responds, "I was just looking for a place to sleep." Shen says, "Go sleep in my room. Take a shower. I'll be there soon." Xiamo asks Shen, "Is this the same robot?" But Shen doesn't answer and leaves. After he leaves, Xiamo notices blood on the vase and worries about Shen. She brings a first aid box to his room and starts applying a bandage. Shen pushes Xiamo away, but then recalls the moments they spent together. Just then, Shen receives a phone call. Xiamo is watching a video on her phone when Shen tries to take it away, leading to a playful tug-of-war that brings them close together. At that moment, Starlight enters, and Xiamo quickly moves to leave. Starlight says to Shen, "Hey, you should take a shower before bed too." Xiamo overhears this, looks a bit confused, and steps out. Shen follows her with his bedding, and when Xiamo asks, "Are you not sleeping here?" Shen teases, "I'd love to sleep next to you." Frightened, Xiamo dashes off to her room. In the morning, Shen, Starlight, and Xiamo are at the breakfast table. Xiamo tries to ignore them and leave, but Starlight says, "Your brother will drop you off. Come have breakfast." Reluctantly, Xiamo joins. Just then, Shen's assistant calls to say he's waiting downstairs with the car. Shen instructs him, "Drop Xiamo off at the office first." At work, everyone is buzzing about Xiamo, whispering that she's the girl caught in a scandal with Shen. A woman with a crush on Shen, tasked with training Xiamo, assigns her a mountain of work out of jealousy. Meanwhile, Shen takes Starlight to meet his grandfather. When Shen steps away for a call, the grandfather asks Starlight, "Does Shen have a girlfriend?" Starlight denies it, but their grandfather urges, "You should help make a relationship between Shen and Xiamo." Back at the office, a colleague borrows eyeliner from Xiamo, who later realizes it was to prepare for Lin Heng. Upset, she takes back her belongings and runs to the restroom. Next, Xiamo prepares to meet Lin but sees him being approached by several colleagues. When she attempts to get his autograph, she trips and falls, but Lin helps her up before heading to a meeting with the director. During negotiations, Lin insists, "I want Xiamo to be present at my photo shoot." Xiamo is delighted when Mr. Chung informs her, "You must attend Lin's photo shoot. He specifically requested your presence." To celebrate, she treats her colleagues to coffee, where Lin unexpectedly appears, making conversation. They later sit together, and Lin signs a photo with Xiamo's name, saying, "I remember you from the exhibition." They exchange Twitter handles. The scene shifts to Tang preparing to meet Shen's assistant, who has recently gone through a divorce. She finds him attractive and readies herself as he brings Xiamo's luggage. Shen unexpectedly arrives and spots Xiamo chatting with Lin. Unimpressed, Shen demands, "Who was that guy?" Xiamo replies, "Just Lin, the celebrity I'm a fan of." Shen, taking Xiamo's coffee intended for her colleagues, assists her with the delivery, charming everyone with his friendly demeanor. Observing this, Xiamo mutters, "He acts so cool around me." At that moment, the director approaches Shen and discusses the project, suggesting Xiamo should be made the project in charge. However, Xiamo refuses, saying, "I can't take it on because I have to go for a photo shoot with Lin." When Shen asks her about it, she explains, "I'm new. I can't handle this yet." Shen encourages her, "You can do it. and even the director insists because she intends to burden Xiaomo. After Shen leaves, the other colleagues remark, "Look how much your boyfriend cares for you." In the next scene, Xiaomo goes to have lunch with Tang when she suddenly smells something burning. Moments later, they realize there is a fire in the kitchen, prompting her to rush there. Meanwhile, Shen is shown taking Starlight to have dinner with his mother, telling her, "He will always stay with you and take care of you." Just then, he receives an alert that Xiaomo is in danger. Realizing this, he rushes out, with Shen following closely behind. By the time they arrive, the fire has intensified. Both think of ways to help, but Tang runs away, leaving Xiaomo trapped inside. Shen and Starlight arrive at the scene, and Starlight goes in to rescue her. Shen, initially frozen by memories of losing his brother in a fire, resolves, "I won't let fear stop me this time. I will save Xiaomo." Inside, he finds Xiaomo, carries her out, but she faints. Realizing she needs oxygen, Starlight gives her his oxygen tube. Firefighters and an ambulance soon arrive to take Xiaomo away. After examining her, the doctor says, "She just needs rest." On the other side, the director is seen approaching a masked individual, giving Xiaomo's information and saying, "This is all the information I have on her. I'll extract the rest from her PC by introducing a virus and hand it over." The man responds, "I will transfer money to your account." Upon returning, Shen tells Starlight, "Go back into the machine and get it fixed." Shen then asks, "Did you do all this for me?" Starlight replies, "Yes, because your life is tied to Xiaomo's, so I saved her to protect you." Shen denies, "No, that's not true." He then takes Starlight to Denica to have him repaired. Denica explains, "We can't upgrade him without resetting him. That would erase his memories." Shen contemplates this. Meanwhile, Xiaomo regains consciousness and tells Tang, "Tang, you saved my life!" Tang corrects her. "It wasn't me. It was Shen and his little brother." Xiaomo is surprised. Shen, who had chosen not to reset Starlight, waits for his recovery. At Starlight's suggestion, they both visit Xiaomo, who is at the hospital for some tests. Seeing the long queue, Xiaomo worries aloud, "If I take this test, I'll miss my job appointment, and everyone will leave." Spotting Shen, she approaches him and says, "All my reports are fine." Starlight scans her and reveals the results of her report. Surprised by his accuracy, Siamu writes it down and shows it to Tang, saying, "Look, my report is here." Saying this, she leaves, and on the way, Shen tells Xiaomo, "I need to talk to you." He then says to Starlight, "You stay here, I'll be right back." Once outside, he tells Xiaomo, "Starlight has started liking you a lot, so come back home." Xiaomo agrees. As she leaves, Xiaomo says to Shen, "Thank you for saving my life," but he gets closer and says, "It wasn't me, it was Starlight who saved you." Because of arriving late at the office, the director is angry with Xiaomo. Meanwhile, after Shen arrives, he sees the coffee that Xiaomo had made, and she's talking to someone about it. Shen tells his assistant, "Take that coffee away." At that moment, the assistant, who brought the bag, starts talking to Xiaomo. Shen tells the assistant, "Take both of these items outside immediately." Hearing this, the assistant runs off with both items. Shen's grandfather calls him and invites him and Xiaomo for dinner. Shen is about to message Xiaomo when he receives a message from Lin, inviting her for coffee. In the next scene, Shen has decided to tell the media about his girlfriend. At the conference, all the reporters are waiting. Shen says, "I've called you all today because the news about me and my girlfriend that's been spreading is true. She really is my girlfriend." He then gives them time to ask questions. One reporter asks, "Didn't your ex-girlfriend leave you?" This makes Shen remember his past when he had been with his ex for quite some time. His ex-girlfriend had said, "You never kissed me. I want you to kiss me on my birthday." Shen had refused, saying, "I won't do anything like that. When we're married, I will." She had replied, "Why are you like this?" Shen hadn't agreed because he was afraid that if he got too close to her, like he had with his brother, he would lose her. Eventually, their relationship ended, and Shen tells the media, "It's better if you don't talk about my past." Shen is thinking about Xiaomo when he remembers the fire scene and how he gave her CPR. He feels happy recalling it. Meanwhile, Xiaomo finds out that Lin has arrived downstairs, and she feels like going, but she also has a file to send, so she can't go. The director scolds her, saying, "Why haven't you sent me the file yet?" Lin, who is downstairs doing a photo shoot, has his outfit ruined. He asks all the girls, "Who here can design?" They all suggest sending Xiaomo, saying, "We saw in your information that you make new Hanfu dresses." Xiaomo refuses, but they insist, and she is made to stand in front of Lin. On the other hand, Shen is seen at the candy company looking for Xiaomo. He asks the director, "Where is Xiaomo?" The director replies, "I don't know. She was here just now. Maybe she's downstairs." Lin is there, so she might be with him. Shen doesn't like hearing this. Seeing Lin, Xiaomo starts to blush, and her heartbeat also speeds up. Starlight gets an alarm that Xiaomo is in danger and tells Shen about it. Upon hearing this, Shen rushes downstairs. When he gets downstairs, he sees that Xiaomo is standing in front of Lin. Seeing this, Shen gets jealous. Xiaomo finishes her work and leaves. After Xiaomo leaves, Shen tells Lin, "It would be better for you if you stay away from Xiaomo." Lin replies, "We are good friends and nothing more. I don't know what you're thinking." When Xiaomo returns, she finds that her video hasn't been uploaded, and because of not completing her work, the director hands her a resignation letter and fires her. Xiaomo is on the verge of tears when Shen says, "I'm your boyfriend, so why are you meeting with Lin?" Shen didn't know she was crying, and Xiaomo apologizes and walks away. Starlight says, "I think Xiaomo is upset." Shen goes to the director and asks, "What did you do to Xiaomo?" She replies, "She was punished because of her own mistake. Yes, I know she's your girlfriend, but your relationship with the candy company is just a partnership. You can't change any of the rules here." Shen gets angry and through Starlight shuts down the candy company's system. After seeing this, the director says, "Don't mess with the candy system. Our files could be affected. After all, we're family." Shen replies, "You won't realize we're family so quickly." The director then starts apologizing to Shen. As they speak, Xiaomo overhears. Shen is about to leave but sees Xiaomo standing there. Xiaomo says, "I didn't hear anything." Shen doesn't say anything either. Shen's assistant comes to Tang's house to gather information about the fire. Tang, happy, invites him inside. While signing documents, she tries to get very close to him. Starlight is shown talking to Shen about Xiaomo, saying, "I think your feelings for her will change." Shen responds, "No, nothing like that. She's my friend, and I'm just worried about her." But after going outside, Shen starts thinking that maybe he's starting to like Xiaomo. Then Xiaomo arrives. They both go inside. Starlight is about to say something to Xiaomo, but Shen hides Starlight because he knows he would start talking about them being a couple again. Starlight then goes to Danica and starts talking about Xiaomo and Shen. Danica says, "I don't want to," and soon an argument starts between them. Starlight later goes to Xiaomo and says, "Shen really cares about you. You should do something for him too." Xiaomo asks, "What should I do?" He replies, "You should call him for dinner." So Xiaomo does just that and goes to call Shen, but he doesn't come. Xiaomo says, "I've made really delicious food, please come." Shen agrees, but after tasting the food he says, "There's soda in this, but there should have been something else." Xiaomo doesn't believe it, so she tastes it too, and indeed it's true. The taste is awful, but still, Shen eats all the food that Xiaomo made. Meanwhile, when the assistant is about to leave, Tang brings an umbrella and says, "The weather is bad. It might rain." After taking the umbrella, he starts to remember his wife because she used to give him an umbrella like this. He begins to cry a lot. In the next scene, Shen is washing the dishes, and Starlight is holding the same plate that Shen had eaten from. Starlight then starts tasting it too. Shen stops him and asks, "Why are you eating that?" He replies, "Yeah, I know I can't eat it, but I wanted to test how you managed to eat it since I know soda isn't edible." Shen stays silent and then leaves. In the next scene, the masked man is shown again with the director coming back to give more information about Xiaomo, even including details about Shen. She asks, "Why are you gathering all this information from me?" He responds, "What was our agreement? You can't question me about why I'm doing this." Xiaomo is shown waking up screaming from a nightmare. Shen hears her scream and comes to her room asking, "What happened?" Xiaomo explains, "I had a dream that I was trapped in a fire." She then asks, "Can you stay with me for a little while?" However, Shen leaves after hearing this. Seeing him go, Xiaomo mutters, "I knew he didn't have any manners." But Shen returns with a mattress and lies down on the floor. Xiaomo, lying on the bed, falls asleep, and Shen smiles while watching her. The next morning, Shen receives a call from his grandfather, inviting him and Xiaomo for dinner. Shen, along with Starlight, goes to Xiaomo and tells her, "We need to meet my grandfather. Take the day off." Xiaomo leaves to get her things. After she goes, Starlight asks Shen, "You two seem really close now. Does that mean you're a real couple since you're introducing her to your family?" Shen replies, "There's nothing like that. We're just pretending to be a couple. But are we really starting to look like one?" Starlight starts talking again, but Shen ignores him. Meanwhile, Tang is shown arriving at Shen's company for an interview. Shen isn't there, so his assistant handles it. The assistant says, "You're here." She replies, "Yes, I'm here for an interview." He tells her, "To be honest, I don't think you'll fit in here. Our tech company has a lot of demanding work." But Tang insists, saying, I can do it, and even offers to work without concern for the salary. She even says, if you need an assistant, I'm available. The assistant is left speechless. Starlight takes Shen's car and goes home because he doesn't want to visit the grandfather. Shen calls his assistant, asking him to bring the car. Meanwhile, Xiamo arrives and says, let's go. But when they go outside, the car isn't there. She asks, where's the car? Shen replies, it's been stolen. Xiamo believes him, but Shen starts laughing. She then says, you're joking with me, aren't you? He admits, yeah, Starlight took it, and now the assistant is on his way to pick us up. Seeing Xiamo in her clothes, Shen comments, are you really going to meet my grandpa dressed like that? She asks, what's wrong with it? He replies, no, you need a new dress. She agrees, but realizing she's short on money, goes to a mall where the dresses are too expensive. She tells Shen, we should go elsewhere. Shen asks, where do you want to go? She mentions a place, saying, when I first came here, I went there. Shen agrees, and Xiamo happily grabs his hand, leading him out, which Shen enjoys. Then they both arrive at the market, where Shen says, we don't have that much time. She replies, we still have 2 hours. Shen responds, I'll give you just 1 hour here. Xiamo first buys some food for herself and Shen. Shen initially refuses, but after Xiamo insists, he eats it. Moving ahead, when Xiamo enters a shop to buy a dress, she finds that all the dresses look similar to the one she's already wearing. Seeing this, Shen calls her outside and says, you need to buy clothes that match my level. This dress is no good. He takes her back to the mall. Showing her different dresses, he tells her, pick whichever one you like. However, all the dresses there reveal too much skin. Xiamo, visibly uncomfortable, says, I don't want such dresses. Shen, understanding, instructs the staff, find her a dress that suits her body type. When Xiamo comes out in the first dress, Shen stares but doesn't like it. She tries on several more dresses, but none seem right. Meanwhile, the assistant receives a message from Tang inviting him to dinner. The assistant texts Shen, asking, can I take the night off? I have dinner plans with a friend. Shen agrees, making the assistant and Tang both very happy. Finally, Shen finds a dress for Xiamo that he likes and even helps her put on a necklace, saying, now you look beautiful. As Xiamo is getting ready to go to Grandpa's place, she starts taking selfies but realizes the dress isn't fully visible. She asks Shen, can you take my pictures? Shen obliges, capturing her poses, and then says, not with your phone, I'll use mine. Xiamo is thrilled. When they arrive at Grandpa's house, Shen tells his assistant, enjoy yourself. Shen is holding a suitcase and Xiamo notices. She says, I didn't bring any gift for Grandpa. If there's something extra, give it to me. Shen replies, how could you forget? She says, I was working, I didn't even think about it. Shen hands her his gift, saying, I always bring gifts for Grandpa. You give this one. Xiamo is delighted and follows him inside. As Xiamo and Shen enter Grandpa's house, they realize it's a large party with people from different companies, not a small family dinner. Seeing the crowd, Xiamo whispers, you said we were just meeting Grandpa. You didn't mention such a big party. Shen responds, these are people from different businesses, but they're like family. He advises her to behave appropriately and introduces her to everyone. Just then, Grandpa makes his grand entrance and has Shen and Xiamo stand beside him. He announces, this is my future daughter-in-law and Shen's wife. Xiamo is stunned, thinking their contract was only for being a girlfriend. How did she suddenly become a wife? Shen approaches Xiamo and whispers, relax, it's okay. I'm here with you. Xiamo calms down a bit and starts mingling with everyone. Afterward, Shen and Xiamo go with Grandpa to present their gift. Grandpa is thrilled upon seeing it, a game. Shen tells him, Xiamo brought it for you. Grandpa invites Xiamo to play it with him too. Xiamo keeps winning against Grandpa, so Grandpa says, if Shen loses to me, you both will stay here tonight. Shen agrees. Meanwhile, during dinner with Tang, Mr. Sheng drinks a bit too much and starts talking about how Shen helped him after his wife's death. Tang quietly listens as he recounts how Shen's parents separate after his brother's death. Just then, the driver arrives to take them back, and Mr. Sheng tells Tang, come along. Back at the house, Shen has already lost to Grandpa. Grandpa then tells them, you two will stay here tonight, and sends them to a room. In the room, Xiamo finds Shen's childhood album, but Shen tries to take it back, saying, these are my personal things. In the playful tug-of-war, they end up very close, and Shen is about to kiss Xiamo when he gets a call from Starlight. He answers, and Starlight informs him, Xiaomo's in danger because her heartbeat is really fast. Shen responds, she's with me, and she's fine. Xiamo goes to take a shower, but her dress gets wet when it falls. She calls out, Shen, can you give me another dress? Shen hands her one of his shirts. When Xiamo emerges wearing it, Shen glances at her from head to toe. Xiamo lies down to sleep, but when the lights go out, she gets scared of the dark. Shen comes and sits close to her. The next morning, Xiamo wakes up on Shen's arm. Startled, she quickly gets up. At the breakfast table, she asks Grandpa, "Why did the lights go out last night?" Grandpa replies, "I don't know. I was already asleep." Meanwhile, Tang takes Mr. Sheng to her place. When Mr. Sheng wakes up, he sees his clothes are off and Tang sitting nearby. Panicked, he quickly dresses and asks, "Did I do anything wrong?" Before rushing out, Tang, watching him leave, mutters, "That's the problem. You had a beautiful girl next to you and you did nothing." After Shen and Xiamo leave, Grandpa tells his servant, "Turning off the lights proved Shen likes Xiamo because he stayed with her instead of leaving." In the car, Xiamo remembers Grandpa giving her an ATM card. She hands it back to Shen, saying, "I don't need this. I have plenty of money." At the office, Shen is deep in thought about Xiamo when Starlight arrives. Starlight confronts him, saying, "You lied to me last night. Danica told me your heart rate increased too. What were you doing?" Shen initially denies it, but eventually admits, "I like Xiamo." However, he adds, "But we can't get married." Starlight replies, "At least you admitted you like her." Tang later visits Xiamo and reveals, "Mr. Sheng was at my house last night." Xiamo is excited, but Tang quickly adds, "Nothing happened. He's a very decent guy." Meanwhile, Mr. Shen asks his assistant about the date and warns, "Don't let it end up like before." Xiang assures him, Tang isn't like that, but accidentally mentions Tang's name. Shen asks, "Is she Xiamo's friend?" Xiang confirms, "Yes." Tang then tells Xiamo, "When Xing had too much to drink, he told me that Shen's brother died in a fire when they were kids, which led to his parents' divorce, and that's why Shen went to live with his grandpa." She advises, "Don't hurt Shen in any way. He's already suffered a lot and doesn't get into relationships easily." Previous night. Hearing this, Xiamo starts remembering the events of the previous night and asks, "If he does that, what does it mean?" To this, Tang responds, "It means he really likes you, but why are you asking all this?" Xiamo quickly replies, No, it's not what you think. I was just asking casually." Shen is also considering messaging Xiamo to apologize for his assistant spending the night with her friend, but then thinks to himself, "Why am I doing this? What's my connection with her? I have no ties to her or her friends, so why should I apologize? We are just a contract couple." The director was instructed by the masked man to put a virus on Xiamo's computer. However, when she doesn't carry out the task, the masked man threatens, "If you don't do this, I will expose your secret to everyone." The director becomes quite fearful. The masked man further explains, "I will send someone there, but at that moment, all the cameras will be turned off so that each PC can be thoroughly checked." The director shares this with the others and says, "You all have a half day off today." Everyone is overjoyed upon hearing this, and Xiamo decides to take the day off and leave. Starlight arrives and tells Shen, "Xiamo is home and you should go home too." Shen responds, "Why should I go home?" Starlight replies, "If you want to be a couple, you need to clean the house with her because it's the weekend." Shen dismisses the idea, saying, "There are servants at home. They'll handle it. Why should I do it?" Eventually, Shen agrees. Upon arriving home, Xiamo asks Starlight, "Why is he so down?" Starlight explains, "Because he has to do house cleaning with you, but he's not in the mood." Remembering Tang's advice not to force someone to do what they don't want, Xiamo decides to handle the cleaning herself. She tells Shen, but Shen says, "How can you do it alone? I'll help you." Shen also asks Starlight, "Will you join us?" Starlight replies, "No, I need to recharge," and runs off. As Shen and Xiamo start cleaning, they argue about who should do what, both wanting to take charge and ending up working while bickering with each other. They step outside to clean the windows. Just then, Shen goes back inside. After he leaves, Xiamo, who is still cleaning, ends up focusing on the glass, creating designs on it. Shen notices her and finds himself captivated, staring as he gets closer to the glass. When Xiamo sees Shen watching her, she quickly says, "I'll go wash the cleaning cloths," and leaves. The next day, both of them head to work. Xiamo arrives late, unaware that the meeting has already started. She rushes with her laptop to the meeting, first apologizing to the director, who tells her, "Quickly show your video. It was a crucial project deal with Shane's company." However, when Xiamo tries to play the video, it doesn't work. There's an error. In reality, the director had sabotaged it, but now turns on Xiamo, scolding, "What have you done? Why isn't your video working?" Xiamo explains, "It was working fine until yesterday. What happened to it now?" I even sent you the video, director. The director checks her own copy of the file and says, this video is corrupted too. What kind of faulty project did you send? Xiamo insists, no, that can't be true. The representatives from the Shen group who were there for the deal say, it seems our deal cannot proceed here, so we're leaving. They leave and inform Shen the video presentation wasn't even functional. Hearing this, Shen becomes worried about Xiamo and rushes out of his meeting to find her. While heading there, Shen contacts Starlight and says, get to the Kenti company immediately. Starlight, hearing this, also rushes over. Meanwhile, after the director returns and scolds Xiamo extensively, she walks away, leaving Xiamo in tears. Xiamo sobs, saying, I know this is my fault, while her co-workers work tirelessly to edit the video. Just then, Shen arrives, sees Xiamo, and reassures her, it's going to be okay. At that moment, the director comes back and announces, Xiamo's actions today will lead to her being fired. Hearing this, Shen retorts, this is the first time Xiamo isn't at fault. If there's any record of her mistake, prepare yourself for dismissal. After this threat, Shen takes Xiamo away from the office. Outside, Shen asks Xiamo, what happened? She explains, the file got corrupted. I even sent the video to the director, but it didn't work for her either. It must be an issue with my computer. Shen replies, how could this happen? He then speculates, there might be a virus on the laptop. Shen tells Xiamo to bring the laptop outside. When Xiamo returns with it, her friends ask, what's going on? Xiamo explains, Shen wants to check my computer to try and recover the file. Her friends reassure her, his tech company can do anything. I'm sure he'll succeed. Xiamo apologizes to everyone. I'm sorry you all had to redo the work because of me. Starlight and Shen take Xiamo home, where Shen instructs Danica, check the laptop and find out what's wrong. Danica examines it and reports, there's nothing wrong with the laptop, just one deleted file. Shen tells Danica, recover everything. As Danica starts the recovery, Xiamo notices some photos appearing and sees Shen looking at them. She quickly covers his eyes, saying, don't look at my pictures. Shen asks, Xiamo, what are you doing? She replies, I don't want you to see my pictures. Shen then tells Danica, skip the pictures and just recover the videos. Danica hides the photos and focuses on recovering the videos, but she can't find the one they need. Danica discovers there is a virus on the laptop and even identifies its name. Shen instructs, remove the virus. As Danica starts the removal process, the system begins to malfunction. Shen stops her, explaining, if we remove this virus, it might spread to someone else via the internet. We can't risk that. I'm certain it was introduced through a USB. He then apologizes to Xiamo. I'm sorry I couldn't recover your video. Xiamo replies, it's okay. Shen continues, we have a conference in 24 hours, and the video needs to be ready. How much time will it take to edit it again? In response, Xiamo says, I'll do whatever it takes and you'll have this video within 24 hours. With that, Xiamo quickly grabs her laptop and leaves. Shen tells Starlight, I'm so useless. I couldn't even protect my girlfriend. To this, Starlight asks, so you're admitting she's your girlfriend? Shen responds, no, that's not what I meant. He then says to Starlight, I need all the videos from this department because this virus didn't appear on its own. Someone must be behind it. Meanwhile, the director is shown talking to a masked man who says, I've transferred the money to your account, but I'm seeing something unexpected. The director asks, what are you seeing? He replies, I'm not going to tell you, but if I need you in the future, I'll let you know. After work, Xiamo begins editing the video, but suddenly has an idea. She goes to the director and says, I want to make 2 versions of the video, one using AI and another in an older style. After listening, the director agrees, and Xiamo says, I'd like Mr. Lin to work with me. He wears Hanfu dresses and I'll contact him myself. If he's free, great. If not, this idea is useless. The scene shifts to Shen, who is shown to be quite worried about Xiamo, but soon. Just then, Starlight arrives and informs him, all footage from Friday's cameras in the company has been deleted, making it impossible to trace who did it. Meanwhile, Xiamo calls Lin and says, I need your help. Can you record a video for me? Lin agrees, saying, come by in an hour when I'm free. Xiamo then quickly calls Tang and asks, can you come pick me up? Tang responds, all right, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Xiamo arrives with Tang at Lin's place. Lin, who was dissatisfied with some of his pictures, starts talking about it, but as soon as he sees Xiamo, he says, just use this one picture, and approaches Xiamo. Xiamo begins explaining what needs to be done. Lin remarks, this is my first time trying something like this. Xiamo feels happy, but Lin adds, then you should act alongside me since I'll be portraying someone from the past, but we also need someone for the modern times. At this point, Xiamo recalls Shen's warning, Since I'm your boyfriend, whatever steps you take, think carefully and don't get too close to anyone. Remembering this, Xiamo refuses and says, I can't do the video with you. Lin then says to Tang, why don't you join me in the video instead? Hearing this, Tang gets excited, thinking, I'm going to be famous, and agrees to work with him. Meanwhile, Shen is still upset and says, I have faith Xiamo will manage something. Starlight reassures him, you really know her well. Xiamo starts shooting the video. Lin's assistant comments to Xiamo, Lin has been working with you for quite a while now. He's never taken on such a long project. Lin responds, no, it's fine. Xiamo smiles, and they continue recording videos together. Later, Shen receives the video of Xiamo recording with Lin. Watching it makes Shen uncomfortable. He shows it to Starlight for confirmation, and Starlight confirms it's 99% looking like Xiamo. Shen tries calling Xiamo, but her phone is switched off. By now, the video is complete. As Xiamo is about to leave, Lin suggests, come on, let's grab something to eat. Then, realizing she might have work, he adds, if you need to get back to the company, just go. Xiamo replies, yes, we'll eat together another time. Meanwhile, Shen goes to the company to ask about Xiamo and learns that she left at noon and hasn't returned. Hearing this, Shen tells Starlight, track her location. When Starlight checks and they head to Xiamo's last known location, she's not there anymore. Shen, frustrated, tells Starlight, once you get home, make sure to upgrade yourself. Shen then overhears two employees gossiping about a couple in Hanfu clothes hugging each other and standing there shamelessly for a long time. Assuming it's Xiamo and Lin, Shen returns home furious and ends up arguing with Starlight. In the next scene, Xiamo works all night to finish the video. However, the director informs her that Shen has canceled the conference. Angry, Xiamo walks home in the rain and demands to know why Shen canceled it. Shen explains, I did it because of that video. In response, Xiamo shows him a different video, clearly revealing that it wasn't her with Lin, but Tang. Heartbroken, Xiamo walks away crying. Shen tells Starlight to restart the conference and then goes to find Xiamo, who is sobbing in her room. Shen picks her up, carries her to the bathroom, dries her hair, and then brings her to his room, insisting she rests. Xiamo pretends to sleep, and Shen kisses her before leaving. Afterward, Shen can't stop thinking about Xiamo. Xiamo messages Tang, explaining everything, but suddenly feels unwell. Starlight informs Shen, who immediately calls for a doctor. The doctor examines Xiamo, gives her an injection, and advises rest. Later, Shen asks Starlight if he's discovered anything. Starlight reveals that he saw the director stealing Xiamo's laptop password. Enraged, Shen calms down after Starlight's urging and prepares food for Xiamo. Meanwhile, Mr. Sheng has dinner with Tang, and when she goes to the washroom, Sheng's ex-wife appears with her boyfriend and begins mocking Sheng. Tang overhears and confronts them, telling them off before leaving. Back with Starlight, he urges Shen to return to his former self. Shen starts agreeing. When the project is completed, Xiamo treats everyone. The director is with them when Shen arrives for a meeting in another room. Following Starlight's suggestion, he goes to the room where the director is pressuring Xiamo to drink. Shen steps in, takes the drink for her, and hands the director a USB, then takes Xiamo away. He tells her, this USB contains proof of the director's dirty deeds. Shen, now very drunk, collapses on Xiamo. Starlight arrives, helps him up, and leaves them alone, using work as an excuse. Drunk, Shen holds Xiamo close. Although Xiamo tries to leave, Shen stops her and she ends up staying with him for the night. In the morning, Xiamo receives a message from Lin inviting her out. When she asks Shen if it's okay to go, he agrees. Xiamo and Lin then head to an amusement park and starts walking together. Once there, Shen, with the help of Starlight, tracks Xiamo and arrives at her location. Once there, they join Xiamo and Lin in their activities, but soon, Shen and Lin repeatedly get into arguments. Meanwhile, Xiamo's parents, worried about her, make plans to visit her. Shen and Xiamo return home. Back at home, Xiamo starts working on a Hanfu dress, but in her heart, she worries that Shen might be upset since it's for Lin. On another front, Tang surprises Sheng with a birthday celebration that makes him emotional. Xiamo calls Tang to discuss whether she should give the dress to Lin. Tang advises, ask Shen and do whatever he says. Later, Xiamo's grandfather transfers her to Shen's company. When Xiamo receives this notice, she goes to Shen and complains, saying, I don't want to work here. Shen reassures her, I'll figure something out for you. The next morning, Xiamo goes with Starlight to collect her belongings from her previous company, while Shen's grandfather visits Shen's house and checks Xiamo's things. Finding nothing, he asks Shen, isn't Xiamo staying in your room? you two should get married. Shen manages to send his grandfather back and rushes to pick up Xiamo, taking her to his office where people are gossiping about their relationship. Sheng approaches Shen and shares, I heard from Tang that Xiamo likes you. You should propose to her. Overjoyed, Shen pulls Xiamo aside and hurriedly proposes. But Xiamo, not understanding, says no, leaving Shen heartbroken as he returns home. Confused by Shen's behavior, Xiamo tries to make sense of it all. While in his room, a servant informs Shen two strangers have arrived. When Shen goes outside, he finds it's Xiaomo's parents. He invites them in and says, Xiamo is at the office. Xiaomo's mother calls her and asks about Shen, and Xiamo lies, saying he's Tang's boyfriend. She then takes half a day off and rushes home. At dinner, Xiaomo's mother questions Shen about his job, but Xiamo arrives and greets her parents. She then calls Tang and asks her to come, saying, I told my parents that Shen is your boyfriend because they wouldn't be happy knowing the truth. Tang arrives with Sheng. When Xiaomo's mother asks about Sheng, Xiamo introduces him as a colleague. She pulls Tang aside and asks, Is Sheng knows about your pretending to be Shen's girlfriend? Tang says no. Shen overhears this. They all sit for dinner, with Tang next to Shen and Xiamo beside Sheng, leaving Sheng confused. Xiaomo's mother starts talking about Tang and Shen, making Sheng feel even worse. Meanwhile, Grandpa continues asking Danica about Shen and Xiaomo's relationship. After dinner, someone breaks the mirror of Sheng's car and steals his phone, frustrating him further about his bad day. Shen goes to the basement, upset about Xiaomo's rejection. Starlight consoles him, saying, Xiamo didn't understand your proposal. That's why she said no. This relaxes Shen. The next morning, Xiamo prepares to leave with Shen and colleagues for a task in another place. Tang, running late, heads out with Xiamo. Shen arrives at the destination with the rest of the colleagues, but Sheng is missing and his phone is off. When Xiamo and Tang meet Shen, Tang asks, Where is Sheng? But Shen responds, I have no idea. Eventually, Sheng arrives, finding out everyone left for the business trip without him, and drives himself to join them. Everyone enjoys themselves at the seaside, and Sheng joins in, apologizing to Tang. However, Tang continues to ignore him. During their play, a ball hits Shen, causing him to fall. Both Tang and Shen rush over, worried. Sheng whispers to Shen, I sent you that book on how to win a girlfriend. This was all part of it. Shen realizes it's all a ploy. Meanwhile, while Xiaomo's parents are in the kitchen, her father spots the name of Shen's company and recalls working with Shen's grandfather before leaving the job due to certain circumstances. Later, as Xiamo and Tang are relaxing with everyone, Sheng arrives and tries to apologize to Tang, attempting to win her back. Shen takes Xiamo aside to propose but spots his ex-girlfriend Chen and sends Xiamo away. Xiamo confides in Tang, saying, I didn't misunderstand Shen. Shortly afterward, Sheng returns to continue reconciling with Tang, and Xiamo leaves them alone. Shen confides in Starlight about his ex, and Starlight advises him, ask Chen why she's here. Shen approaches Chen, telling her, I'm interested in someone else now, so please stay away. Chen agrees, I won't come between you two. As Shen leaves, he notices Xiamo and tells her that Tang and Sheng are in her room. He brings her to his room, and during their conversation, confesses his love, but quickly adds, you don't have to answer now. They start playing a game together. Sheng finally makes amends with Tang, and they spend a romantic night together. The next morning, Xiamo wakes up startled, remembering she spent the night with Shen. She receives a call from Meggy, reminding her to be ready by 8 a.m. Sheng wakes Tang up, but she pulls him down and kisses him again. Everyone is excited about the day's task. Tang and Xiamo chat about the previous night before their task, which involves finding hidden cards. Everyone begins searching for them. Reporters gather around Lin, questioning how he plans to wear Hanfu dresses with his burned hand. Ignoring them, Lin retreats to his car. It turns out he burned his hand intentionally. Xiamo sees this news and texts Lin. Just then, she spots a card and hands her phone to Shen to retrieve it. When Lin calls, Shen, feeling jealous, answers and hangs up quickly. A bit later, Chen confronts Xiamo with negative talk about Shen, but Xiamo stands her ground and gives Chen a stern reply. She then finds Shen and confesses her love, leading to a kiss between them. Everyone gathers with their found cards, and Tang and Meggy win the game. Shen announces, the prize is that you can change your group, bringing joy to everyone. After returning from the trip, Xiaomo's parents also plan their departure. Before leaving, Xiaomo's father, fascinated by Shen's AI technology, visits Shen's grandfather, expressing, I'm so impressed by Shen's work. I used to have a great passion for this field myself. Danica tells Shen, Xiaomo's dad has made changes to your robot. Shen is delighted and goes to Xiaomo, but then Lin calls urgently, "I need a dress ready because mine got burned." Xiaomo agrees to help. Meanwhile, Chen is monitoring Xiaomo through a reporter. The next day at the office, Xiaomo has a lot of work because she has been put in charge of a new project. On the way back, she falls asleep in Shen's car. Shen carries her to the room and lays her down. Suddenly, a call from Lin comes through on Xiaomo's phone. Shen answers it and Lin says, "I am waiting downstairs. Come meet me." Shen goes downstairs to Lin, who angrily warns him, "Stay away from Xiaomo, she's my girlfriend." The next morning, Xiaomo goes to deliver the dress to Lin, while Shen is with his grandpa. Worried about Xiaomo, Shen returns home. Meanwhile, Lin models the dress Xiaomo made and introduces her to everyone. Just then, Shen and Starlight enter wearing a dress they made overnight. Xiaomo runs away, calling Shen and scolding him. "Why did you do this?" Shen manages to calm her down somehow. When they return home, Shen and Xiaomo grow closer. Suddenly, Xiaomo's parents show up, and Shen is shocked. Xiaomo's mom scolds him. "He's just using you." She wants to take Xiaomo home, but when Xiaomo refuses, Shen says, "If you go, I'll go with you." Xiaomo agrees. Back home, Xiaomo's mom tells her to rest but tells Shen, "You should leave." Shen approaches Xiaomo's dad and asks him to rejoin the company, which makes him happy. However, Xiaomo's mom still doesn't like Shen. She plans a seaside trip, and though Xiaomo is excited, Shen wants to join but is refused. Xiaomo asks him, "Please rest at home. My mom will just say mean things to you." At the seaside, Xiaomo can't stop praising Shen. Suddenly, Shen arrives and starts enjoying with everyone. Meanwhile, Chen meets Lin and suggests, "You want Xiaomo and I want Shen. We should work together." Lin agrees, and Chen shows him some pictures of Xiaomo receiving a contract paper from Shen. "We need to get that contract paper from Shen's house." Back at home, Xiaomo's mom's attitude toward Shen starts improving, and they all have dinner together. Meanwhile, Lin sneaks into Shen's house, unlocks the door, and finds the contract paper. When Shen and Xiaomo return to the company, Xiaomo says, "The project is done. I should leave again." Shen gives her another contract paper and says, "You have to sign this. It's a lifetime commitment to be together." He hugs her from behind and Xiaomo happily signs it and kisses Shen. Everyone bids her farewell. As Xiaomo is leaving, she receives a call from Lin, who uses a disguised number and voice. "I have both contracts." Xiaomo asks, "Who are you?" and Lin tells her to meet him. When she arrives, she is shocked to see Lin, who then ties her to a chair. Xiaomo yells, "Why did you do this?" Lin reveals, "I am Shen's younger brother, whom he abandoned in the fire. I'm here for revenge." He suspends Xiaomo from the ceiling. Shen, using Starlight, tracks Xiaomo's location and arrives just in time as Xiaomo is about to fall. Starlight saves her and attacks, and he fights with Lin. That's when Xiaomo shouts, "Don't hit him, he is Shen's brother." Shen and Starlight are shocked. Lin attacks Starlight with a weapon that only works on robots and then runs away. Shen chases after Lin and asks, "Is this true?" Lin replies, "Yes, it's true because everyone left me. No one wanted me. My whole face got burnt." Shen tries to explain, "It's not like that," but Lin jumps off the ledge. Shen catches him and convinces him to meet their mom and grandpa, but Lin refuses, saying, "I can't face them." Shen and Xiaomo bring Starlight back and place him in the machine. Xiaomo is crying because Danica explains, even if he recovers, he will lose his memory. Grandpa learns through Danica and calls Shen, pleading, "No matter what, bring Lin back with love." Shen agrees, saying, "Okay." Shen and Xiaomo lie down together when suddenly there is a noise from the kitchen. Xiaomo goes to the kitchen and finds Lin there, completely healed and without any memory loss. The three of them are overjoyed. On their way back from the office, Xiaomo pulls Shen aside to a place with beautiful decorations. Suddenly, Shen arrives with Xiaomo's parents, Shen's mom, and their colleagues. Xiaomo is thrilled as Shen puts a ring on her finger and they kiss. The next day, they all take Lin to meet Grandpa. Grandpa is extremely happy to see Lin, and his mom becomes very emotional. Lin then quits his career and turns himself in to be arrested. And the drama ends with happy ending. If you want more dramas like this, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video.